Welcome into Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with the Allison Sinclair and the JP. Guys, it is... Oh, sorry, everybody. That was my husband.
What does that
texting me? Well, he has his own little ringtone. And so I can know that it's him. Basically, the only person there's plenty of people I'll get up out of the chair for, but we have our own ringtone, so we know the other person's texting like, I need you to answer.
Does that mean it's a 911, or does that just mean, hey, I saw something cool I want you to see?
Well,
either.
I actually sent him my video. It's kind of like with my columns I used to write. I used to send them before until I was like, okay, I've got the rhythm. I got it, right? And so I sent it to him. And so I think that's what he's texting back about. However, in our family, I'd love to know what you guys do in yours. And yours is if we need each other and it's SOS, we text again, and then we'll call and we'll keep calling. What do y'all do? Like if it's an so you just put 911 in the text?
Like I'll call first, and then if they don't answer, which usually nobody answers.
No.
On the first ring, we're all like,
not even your mom.
Just text me, and then I'll send the 911.
Okay. What do y'all do?
I just call.
Do people answer you?
So it used to be a thing with my dad where he would never answer calls, and it was a problem. But he's gotten a lot better now. Like 99% of the time, if I call my dad, he'll answer. So yeah, I just call.
You're so lucky.
So a call from a child means SOS in general.
My dad and I call a lot. So even if I call and he thinks it's not an SOS, I can just be like, "Hey, SOS," and once I got him. Yeah. But yeah,
if my kids call me, I'm like, money, there's a breakup, or we failed a class.
How about last night when we were on stage, I had a child call me and call Chris. That's probably, there are many ways, but usually it's a bunch of calls in a row. But this one called several times, both Chris and me, and neither of us answered. I get in the car and she was like, "Mom." And she actually...
Is this after you fell down the stairs?
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting to that part. So
I can't believe I missed it.
I fell tripping out the front door last night. I'll get there. But she called and I'm like, well, that's great. I lost mom points. Not that I had any, but I didn't answer when she actually had to think, am I okay? Or I need to talk to my parents. And then I tell my children, your dad is the one to go to when you don't feel good. I'm always going to be like, what medicine do you need? Anyway, so I didn't answer. He didn't answer, but turns out she solved the problem. But ER did get in the conversation with this child last night.
Ooh.
Well, welcome to adulting.
I feel really bad. She figured it out.
Yeah. That's what they have to do. I do look back with some of my kids and I'm like, why did I do all that for them?
I know.
And we swore we wouldn't be those parents, but in some ways we were.
I got an SOS text from Amy Beth last night.
Because she was stuck on the ground after
No. It was
I
like
fell after the event was over.
Yeah. This was like 5 minutes before the event. And I was like, all right, well, I'm all set. I'm just chilling up in the control room. And I just get a text from Amy Beth that said SOS. And then I'm looking at her on the stage as she's texting me. And I'm like, what could possibly be SOS? I'm looking at you. And then she texted me and thought that lieutenant on the screen was spelled wrong.
No, because someone else told me.
We found that out after the event. But I looked and I was like, wait, that's how I spelled it I was like, oh no. And I looked it up. I was like, that's correct. I said to the engineers, I was like, that's spelled right? And they were like, I don't know. It's a weird word, man. I was like, okay, well, we're running with it. We're going live. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I felt kind of dumb because I looked up, somebody told me it was wrong. And I was like, I thought it was right. Like I didn't notice anything wrong with it, but there was a whole discussion. But then I had to Google it. Yeah. It was right the whole time.
It was right.
Yeah, which is why I sent you an SOS.
But what's funny is she literally did this. I see SOS and I'm seeing her typing the next text. And as she sends it, she just goes and like looks at me. And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
So what happened? Okay, I went out the back door because I had all the ferns and the flags and all the things to put up. Y'all walked out with a friend of ours to get to your cars at the upper parking lot, and Abs ended up doing push-ups on the ground.
Well, so we're walking and it's been a long time. I'm gifted. I can trip upstairs, and you may be that way, but probably not. But yesterday we were walking out and my shoes, I don't normally wear shoes with a pointed toe, but I did. And it caught on the hem of my wide-legged pants. Also something I don't wear often. So it was just 1 foot into him, face plant.
No,
Not
you didn't
face plant, but like,
plant.
ugh.
You caught yourself from face planting.
I almost face planted. It was ugly. Okay. But I got up. But Allison, we're at that age that if you fall,
Thought about that.
you could break a wrist. You could break an ankle. You could break your nose. I mean, there's a number of things that could happen at this age.
What's the moral of the story?
Never wear those pants again.
It is always tricky.
No, seriously. I mean, it was just
Did JP try and save you, or did he just let you go?
Oh, he let me go.
I was in front and I was I was
I'm
like
glad he didn't like.
zoning out, and I just hear the behind me, and I was like, "You okay?"
At least it wasn't on stage. So Amy Beth opened the show. By the way, you did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm always so impressed every time
Oh
she
my
speaks.
word.
I don't know
You
how
did
she
great.
comes up with these
Thank
things.
you for that.
No, she did such a good job. But yeah, you could have eaten it on stage, and that would have been hysterical. At least I would have been able to see it. I would have
Listen,
come help you up though.
You would have helped me up, and it was fun to hand off from opening and our sweet friends are up there praying, saying the pledge, and then you taking us through how last night was going to go. But my favorite part about Allison Sinclair is her face. It's just a face, and you can't tell if somebody gave a great answer or no answer at all. And I'm impressed. I'm very impressed.
So my daughter came last night, which is funny because she's not involved in politics, but a few of her friends are like interning for different campaigns and involved. And so they were coming. So she came with them. And that was the one thing, something happened, and y'all could maybe tell me something funny happened. And she said, Mom, I started dying laughing because I just knew you were going to start laughing, but you didn't. And she was so impressed with me with how composed I was and how I kept it together. But I'm like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, I made myself not even nod. I wasn't nodding along with anybody. I just, next. It was really boring. Next.
Yes.
It's
It
the
was
opposite of this show.
It's
Right?
so
Yeah.
the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm like, do y'all know us? I'm kidding. But it was very fun, and it was great to be involved. And after the break, we have thoughts. We do. We have thoughts. And I'd like to frame the thoughts in terms of principles, ideas. Okay. We can talk that way. But Alabama, friends, we need to have a conversation. Okay. Also, today, after we discuss our thoughts on the event, which was well attended, both in person and online, which was fantastic. Like, bravo to Alabama because we care. So kudos to y'all. But we have some banger conversations as far as world events, Trump, Davos, checking in on some other situations going around the world. And then we even have hot flash news.
I was just about to say that. So, by the way, I mean, that was funny. Okay. And I giggled up in the control room, and I was like, I looked around, I was like, but I loved how you didn't move past it. You just stopped and said, that's funny, by the way. That's how you do it.
So good. She was telling our audience about our show and Rightside Radio, and she said, we even have a segment called Hot Flash News, and nobody laughed. I think they didn't know what to do with it.
They were like,
They didn't.
okay,
And Abs was savage. She goes,
that's funny.
that's funny, y'all.
And she like swallowed a frog when she said JP's birth name instead of
Yeah.
JP. I thought it was
did.
funny.
Well, I rationalized that, but I'll share with you in the break how I did that. So it's fine. But it was a great event, and I'm thankful because you know what? We've run for things. And what I'll say, baseline, it takes courage to put yourself out in a
Amen.
race. It takes time. It takes, well, I don't know how men feel about it, but tears. Okay. It's excruciating. It's
Yeah.
exhausting. You find out who your friends are and aren't. And we'll move on from there after we have our discussion. But we have a great show for you today. And hopefully y'all will come out to the Senate Forum, which is going to be on March the 10th. You do not want to miss that. You probably want to get there early because it's going to be a whole thing, isn't it?
It's going to be really good. It's sponsored by us, Yellowhammer News, and Alabama Policy Institute. So it will be probably a little bigger, a little more attention on that race. But last night, I just wanted to remind everybody, if you didn't watch it, you need to go find it on our social media and watch it, because that race, Lieutenant Governor, most people, again, don't really know. They know they sit at the front of the Senate and they have a gavel, but they are so pivotal, and what they believe matters. We had somebody come up at the end and say, yeah, but the Lieutenant Governor, because they don't have a vote in the Senate. And they're like, the Lieutenant Governor can't do anything. They can't vote on any of those things. And I said, but if they become governor and one heartbeat, those issues matter, what they believe. So you better make sure who is in there is equipped to handle that next job and has the right beliefs and is even equipped to handle the job that's, I mean, y'all, after last night, we got some work to do, and we got to dig in and really pay attention and do our homework on these candidates. I didn't think there was really any winner. I didn't walk away with, there was not one person that I am really excited about voting for. And I think we need to discuss that.
Are we going to discuss it now or on the other side?
We're going to
'Cause-
discuss it on the other side.
Okay.
We do have a
All right.
montage too, by the way.
Oh,
Today.
yeah.
Okay. I know we both have thought through and even talked through our thoughts from last night. So just suggestions by people who care, because it's a free country and we have free speech.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll cover it on the other side. I think we need to have this discussion. This is the circle of trust, us and these tens of thousands of people. We're just going to have a conversation. We're going to hash it out.
If you want to go check out the Lieutenant Governor Forum that was last night, you can just go to Rightside Media's YouTube page, or the easiest place to go, just go to www.rightsidemedia.org and go to the live tab, and you'll see the tab that says Alabama Lieutenant Governor Forum. If you want to go check it out and get caught up.
It's worth your time. And there is a fun part. The lightning round was super fun.
Yeah.
We had, well, we'll cover it. You just got to stick around. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. So here's what we're going to do. Because we have a short segment, we are going to go ahead with our montage. And then beyond the montage, we will listen and we will not judge. We are going to digest the news and then revisit when we have a longer segment, parsing out our thoughts from the event last night. Plan? Good? Thumbs up? Got it?
Let's do it.
Okay, JP?
For news.
Certain places in Europe are not even recognizable, frankly, anymore. They're not recognizable. And we can argue about it, but there's no argument. We saw this in World War II, when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting and was totally unable to defend either itself or Greenland. So the United States was then compelled, we did it, we felt an obligation to do it, to send our own forces to hold the Greenland territory, and hold it we did. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps.
Anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion.
Britain's National Health Service says marriage and procreation between first cousins can be beneficial, and the risks have been, quote, exaggerated. The guidelines then go on to describe the benefits of cousin marriages, saying it can provide financial and social security and generate collective social capital.
My colleague down here, when he got asked a question about taxes, he went to cutting wasteful spending, but he voted to raise the gas tax when he was in the legislature.
I'm not going to respond to Mr. Odell's nonsense because he lost all credibility when he stated that the earth is flat.
I am a biblical flat earther, meaning I believe the Bible. This is what the Bible teaches, you know, and he claims to be a Christian. But the only problem here is I believe more of the Bible than he does.
And that was a clip from last night.
Well. So that's how it went, friends. That's why you want to make plans now to attend on March the 10th. Right, Sinclair?
Right. I thought we did a great job because what JP didn't show is that it got way more heated than that. The audience started kind of yelling and heckling, and
The Odelers were there.
the Odelers were odling, and you know, they are very passionate about their candidate. They are very
Yeah.
loyal, if anything. And so we had to ask everybody to pipe down. I hope we cover that after the break, because I think it was kind of exciting. It's like a little fight, but it was an important moment because some of those questions do need to be answered. They do need to be talked about. The bigger picture of, like, is it disqualifying that he thinks the earth is flat? I don't know. I don't know, but that's kind of what Wes Allen was implying. And did Wes Allen vote for the gas tax? Because he never answered. So we'll cover that. I think it's a good discussion.
I just am thinking of the theme song to Love Boat. Come on board. It's exciting and new. That was last night. It was like the Love Boat, but not.
Did you see Patrick Bishop, who was in between Dean and Wes? And as they started going, which y'all stick around, Dean Odell brought a hatchet on stage.
Yes.
Legit-ament.
Or we're going to have to talk about that too. But Patrick Bishop just kind of leans back in his chair and disappears. It was wild.
It was wild because this is why you're going to stick around. And we thank you in advance for that. And we thank you in advance for your text on your thoughts that we're about to share. But you thought, is that a hatchet? Does that grown man who's in a nice suit and who seems so, I don't know, just normal.
Well, did he even
Does
give
he
an
have a
explanation?
hatchet? No explanation.
Well, he carries it everywhere, and he has a speech that goes along with it. And he's had it. I think he had it because he was in our gubernatorial debate when we did one 4 years ago.
Yes.
And I think the hatchet is part of his, his introduction. But Stephanie Smith shut that down so fast. She was like, "Get the hatchet off my stage," and he did. So he wasn't able to explain the hatchet. And it had writing on it. I should have asked him what it was to look at it. We should have gotten a picture with it.
I have a picture of it on the stage, but it was before it was removed.
Maybe he needs to call in and give his intro speech and tell us what the hatchet is all about. Maybe I'll reach out. Okay, we'll be back on the other side. You really don't want to miss it.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. You are in the right place for great conversations, and we look forward to reading your text. However, just right quick, just initial thoughts. We're going to be talking about this throughout the show. We have made an executive decision because we do those sorts of things. We're going to be drizzling our thoughts throughout the show. And so just quickly, before we listen and find out what you guys think, what was your initial thought from last night?
I was actually really humbled by the turnout. I thought a lot of voters, a lot of people came out, and I think that's really important. It was encouraging to see people engaging. I am very grateful to, like you said before, to the candidates, every candidate that has announced, or I think they've all qualified now, but maybe not. But they had announced. Our threshold was not you. As long as you've announced, you didn't have to qualify. Some people question about that because qualifying doesn't end until Friday. So anyway, it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of courage. It's intimidating. It was the first one that a lot of these candidates have been involved in terms of a forum or a debate. And I appreciate them taking the time to be there. But generally, I was underwhelmed. Like, there's so many good points about each person. Like, I could come up with some good things to say about each candidate, but I didn't walk away going, that is who I want to be my next governor, potentially. And I didn't walk away thinking there was a complete candidate there. It's like if I could put them all together, maybe. But I was a bit underwhelmed. I really wanted someone to come out and be like, yes. And it just didn't happen. What about,
I agree. Great people on the stage, fun people to probably hang out with. I appreciate that they're running. That takes enormous effort. It does. However, as somebody who has run for office before, and I made the runoff, which is kind of ridiculous, but God did that. I didn't. And also piggybacking on what she says, it's very humbling how many people did turn out. That's humbling because that exists. Those kind of things exist for you. We're just happy to participate. And I'm thankful that I got to join in where Stephanie and Allison had started. But my humble suggestion, and I will repeat this in a later hour, we notice when you do not answer questions. That is a glaring situation. Maybe we think other people don't notice, but we notice. We also notice a lot of, I'm not for this, but, which disintegrates the sentence that just came before the word but. And in addition to not answering questions or I'm not for this, but, I humbly suggest before any other forum, this is truly coming from friend to friend. This is not for everybody on that stage. If it hits, you know who it is for. I don't know. Please know your material. Know it. Backwards and forwards, upside down, inside out. Know your material. Alabama is at a critical point, and we're about to have an incredible governor. Please study the issues and answer the questions as they are asked.
That's a good point. And that was part of, I thought a few people, actually, Nicole Wadsworth did a really good job in terms of having an articulate answer. She answered every question. Rick Pate did a good job answering the questions, a little meandering, but I mean, he did a good job. Dean Odle did a fairly good job answering questions. I mean, but I don't think Wes Allen directly answered one question. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. He had lots of talking points and he knew what he wanted to convey to the audience, but I don't remember. I won't make a blanket statement, but I'm going to have to go back because I don't think he answered directly any question. And Patrick Bishop did a good job, but I still don't think he really answered.
I'll answer for you. No, Wes did not answer one question.
Okay.
So,
And people ask us about it. So, in the form of, was it me? Or did they not get answered? And this is because if you want to be the lieutenant governor, we want to know what you really think. And trust me, I've done a lot of interviews in my day. I'm not going to say I'm old, but I feel old. This is too important. I know it is thought that you can just gain control of a situation and say what you want to say and use your talking points. We don't know you any better than we did. And we want to know you better than that. And so please answer questions. Please. That's all. Doesn't mean you're not a great person. We don't really know many of you. That's okay. But if you want Alabama to vote for you, people vote for people they know and they trust. And in this day and age, answer the question.
I get the strategy of trying to get your point out because he did cover a few things that he's done that we weren't getting to, like he championed the VCAP bill, the child mutilation, banning sex hormones and surgeries in Alabama. I mean, and he got that in. He got in several other things he has done. Each candidate had an allotted amount of time to answer these questions. So in my view, you answer the question asked, and then if you have time, please use that time to squeeze in all the other things we need to know. But I don't remember really getting much from a few of them on certain questions. And that's very frustrating because to me, you respect your audience, the voters that are there in person, watching online, taking time away from their families or from their jobs or whatever it is, enough to give them the information, to give them a reason to continue to listen, to validate why they should pay attention to you, why they should trust you, give them the respect of giving them a straight answer. And a lot of them kind of struggled with that.
well, sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No.
I was just, my read of it was, and to be honest with you, I kind of checked out of the lieutenant governor's race because it got interesting for a little bit when AJ entered, but it seemed pretty obvious to me that Wes from like the polls was kind of a shoe-in. I'm looking at a poll right now. This poll, granted, was taken when AJ was still in the race. So we're just going to erase AJ from the equation in this because he had a lead at 31%, but West Allen was at 18%. Rick Pate was at 8%. Wadsworth was at 2%. And I'm not even seeing Dean Odell on this. So take AJ out of the equation. Wes is like the leader comfortably. And he acted like it. So during the forum, it kind of seemed like he was being conservative and holding his cards to his chest and almost like he was looking down upon his other people on the stage of like, I've been there, done that. So I'm not even going to bother with your questions because I have the lead. So I'm just going to tout my record just to, show everybody how much I've done, which is like a strategy. But he bit the bait on the Dean Odell thing, which I know we'll talk about, but he did not. It just seemed like he was arrogantly in the lead and wasn't going to bother with your silly questions. And I'm just going to say how good I am because I don't need to do anything else. But the problem with that was there was nobody else on the stage that you could be like, when Wes, stepped in it or Wes was acting a certain way where you could be like, but that maybe all the rest kind of, with all due respect. But that's what I saw. So now I'm just like, now I don't know who I'm voting for because I like Wes Allen on paper, like you said, like he has done a lot of great stuff, but it was a red flag in my opinion. Wes last night, he did not look good.
That's interesting that okay. I don't know. I'd be curious if any of our listeners or viewers watched your thoughts on it. I talked to my daughter and her friends that were there and they kind of had different it's weird. Everybody walked away with a different view, and there are ones that really don't have an opinion. They don't know. They were just watching as newcomers. They don't know the history of Montgomery. They don't know the gas tax. They, a lot of the certificate of need stuff but they just were watching more presentation and body language, how candidates handled themselves. And it was interesting to hear their feedback. Maybe we'll get into that later too.
I can't wait. Yeah, I saved a little bit. I know you did too. Yeah.
Oh, to talk about?
Yeah.
You have notes. You have
I made those notes last night.
Notes from last night.
But I will say this. I did walk away with, like, God forbid if Tuberville dropped dead as governor, I wouldn't want any of those people to be governor. And that's, I think, the main takeaway of...
and it doesn't have to stay that way.
Right.
It doesn't.
Right.
With preparation and humility, lots of things can change. Not saying these people aren't great people. That's not what we're saying. The policies were not accounted for, just talking points, or not really knowing issues well enough, or a fisticuffs, which we'll talk about later. So you don't want to go anywhere, because this show is just going to continue to grow, because next we have all your text, right?
I'm excited. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. This is a good exercise for all of us. And again, we're going to go into break. We'll come back with your text. As we're talking through this, I think, like I said, every candidate on there had so many good points. We're not trying to be Debbie Downer on everyone. We're trying to be realistic, because this person, this office that gets so easily overlooked, is so important. And normally the person that takes that position will ascend to the governor's office someday. Maybe not in 8 years, 4 years, whatever. But think about that as you listen to us talk and as you do your own research.
And once again, one last time, if you want to go watch the full live stream, go to rightsidemedia.org and you'll go to the live tab. You can see it. If you're just now joining in the Lieutenant Governor Forum last night, the live stream's up on our website if you want to go check it out and rewatch it.
Yep. Okay. We'll be back with your texts on the other side.
Welcome to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. Now, finally, we're going to hear from y'all. JP.
833-687-4448 is the text line number, or 833-68 right.
It's a highlight of my day.
RIGHT, not WRITE. Jenkins from Sneed says, wait. The Bible says the earth is flat. I can't find that passage in my Bible.
Exactly, Jenkins.
Doesn't it have to do with the firmament?
The firmament.
Yeah. Donnie, mommy. Yeah. I don't know what firmament is. Firmament. Say that word again.
Firmament. Yeah.
Firmament.
I don't know either.
And did you not just see people who were in the space? What's that thing up there where they were living for 6 months?
Space station?
That thing. Talking about the earth is a sphere, and it was describing the beauty of the earth. Like, they're up there and they're describing it, and that's what Aristotle and Plato also understood even way back then. Let's not do did God really say, please.
But Dean's more of a Christian than Wes because he believes the earth is
Don't
flat.
get me started. I'm saving that for the 4:00 hour.
Okay. Lisa from Huntsville says, not a rocket scientist, but married to one. The earth is definitely not flat. Mr. Flat Earth just disqualified himself from anything, including dog catcher. I, too, have a biblical worldview, and I believe that the earth is round. Apparently, he didn't pay much attention in grammar school science.
I got, chewed out on Facebook for stating a fact that Dean Odell, and he's talked about it last night, he wrote a book about the earth being flat.
Yes, he did.
And I've never read it, but he wrote a book about it. And so if you're curious as to why he believes what he believes, he lays it all out. That is not me trying to bash him. That is me stating a fact that he wrote a book about it. And you can go find it if you're interested.
I don't know. I'm not going to say that right now. Steve from Harvest says, you could definitely tell, this is what I thought. You could definitely tell who on the stage was a career politician. Most of that person's answers didn't pertain to the question asked, and at the end gave a 10 to 15 second non-answer.
Yep.
Talking about Wes Allen.
Yeah. And that is a strategy. Wes Allen is clearly the front runner right now, and he will probably stay that way. So why do you need to answer the question? And, if there's a message you want to get out, get it out. But for people on the other side that want to learn, we want to know your answer to the question. It's just kind of disrespectful.
I would have been interested to see if Wes was any different if AJ was up there, because Wes would have no longer been the front runner. And I wonder how he would have, his tone would have been if he would have gone after AJ or what. I would have liked to have seen that, though.
That would have been a thing.
Let's see. We've got Steven from Gulf Shores who says, I thought Dean Odell answered your questions. Why did he not answer concisely? And then he says there's at a minimum 68 verses describing the earth. And it says it is foolish to answer a matter without understanding both sides. No, okay. I'll say this. We're not discussing the flat earth right now.
No, we are not.
We're talking about how Dean Odell believes in the flat earth. We're not having a flat earth discussion right now. Let's just make that clear.
I don't know enough to, even rebut what he thinks. It's fine. We just want to know what you think. The voters can do what you want. If you're a flat earther and you like that about him, vote for him. And if you're not a flat earther and you still like him, vote for him. I mean, I don't know. We're not here to convince you otherwise. We're just here to tell you what they said. And I did say that Dean Odell did a good job answering. I mean, I think some of it, I thought he did a fine job. But anyway,
I'll say this about Dean Odell. I agree with you. He is definitely sincere in a lot of what he stated, during the forum. And I think he has genuine ideas. And I think I think he has a plan. The question is if that plan will work. But I mean, he definitely calls out the squishy conservatives. He definitely calls out the fake Republicans and the career politicians, which is very enticing to people. And I think that is sincere and genuine, like I said. But it's almost like he was waiting for somebody to call out the flat earth up there, because when Wes did, he had an answer ready. So I don't know. When you have such a controversial and insane thing, with all due respect, about the flat earth, and you're writing a book on it, and it does take away your credibility a little bit.
It does.
And so it's almost like hard to take somebody seriously when that's something that they're willing to write a book about and claim that other people aren't as Christian as he is because they don't believe in the flat earth. So take that aspect away from Dean Odell last night. He may be much more of an enticing figure because, like I said, he has very genuine and passionate ideas about stuff that we agree with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Republicans in Alabama are not real conservatives for the most part. But, I mean, I'll just be flat out honest. It's hard to take somebody seriously when they have a belief like that.
It is. And especially when he caught my attention when talking about the foster care system and DHR. I very much agree with him on that, and I was thrilled to hear it. But you're right. It does make you go, huh? To all the other things. And in this day and age, we don't have time for that. Like, if you think that, well, we don't have time for that.
I will say what I appreciate about that is that he stands behind what he believes, right or wrong. He at least will defend it. Wes Allen was asked about the gas tax, which he voted for, and he wouldn't even defend it or say yes. So,
Dean Odell, you believe in the flat earth. I do. And here's why. Wes, why did you vote for this? I'm not going to answer.
Weird.
Red flag.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. 1 hour down, 2 to go. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. So we have discussed last night's Lieutenant Governor Forum. We have heard your text, and they are great. We're going to spend this hour diving into national news. And then in the 4 o'clock hour, we have hot flash news. And then we shall revisit some final thoughts on last night's forum, because you know what? It is offered. We offer our thoughts with respect, with an appreciation for the importance of the office of Lieutenant Governor. And like Allison said in the break, if any of y'all are listening from those campaigns and you want to come on and rebut or converse, let us know, because we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. I mean, we're just making observations and decisions based on what we heard and saw last night. And I know that that's maybe not fair. So we'll give you an opportunity. I mean, that's what convinced us we're wrong. I'm not so certain in myself that I know everything that's going on, but I do know what I saw and what I heard last night. Free to come on the show, any of y'all, anytime, and we can just talk about it. You can tell us where we're wrong. You can tell us what you'll do different. You can tell us why you didn't answer a question.
Right. And here's the thing that's funny about it, though. That's what last night was. You know, like that last night was their opportunity to do that. And if you know, you're not going to do it, then are you ever going to do it? I don't know. It's just like that last night was the opportunity to do that. And almost all of them failed, some more than others and in different ways than others. But like, you know, that was your opportunity last night to do exactly that. And I feel like none of them really took advantage of it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, then pause on that conversation. JP, Allison,
ma'am.
Apparently, are y'all watching Trump in Davos? Because he's basically on fire. Is anybody else seeing this?
Oh yeah.
I happened to see his opening remarks this morning, and I thought, wow, like this is what a grown man looks like.
He did look tired.
That's what I wrote down.
Yeah.
It's like, bless his heart.
I mean, his plane got turned around over the Atlantic, and then he had to get on another plane and then fly back. So I understand it's probably a lot longer, but he did look a little
haggard.
Yeah, tired.
Why did Air Force One? I never heard why it had to turn around.
Electrical issues.
Allegedly a minor electrical issue.
Did they get a new plane? Because I know they keep several.
Weren't they gifted a plane?
From Qatar?
Plane fly?
I don't know. I think it was a military plane.
Does
I could
it
be
just
wrong.
sit and look pretty?
I don't know. But yes, I have been watching, and it's been pretty awesome. The stuff he's saying.
I think between what he's saying, what Lutnick is saying, telling the World Economic Forum, and I say this in a video that I'm going to redo but put out, it is like Frankenstein's workshop for billionaires. I mean, they get in there and they're like, "Ooh, what can we devise next to separate people from their money and from their possessions? And let's make their lives miserable, and we'll do none of it, but we'll tell you what to do." So to have him there tell the truth is remarkable. And also, some of our people are on the inside doing reports. James O'Keefe is doing one. My friend Larry Taunton is there. And I'm watching what they're doing. Data Republican and her interpreter are there with Larry, which is fabulous. I'm here for all that. But the most important thing that seems to have come out of this whole situation is Greenland. I didn't know the history. Did y'all know how that all went down after World War II or during World War II? I didn't know.
I actually didn't know that part of it, but I love how he threw in there. He was like, after Denmark lost to Greenland after only 6 hours of fighting and they fell. It's how embarrassing. No, I didn't know that specific part either.
Yeah. Just
tell
so
everybody what
plain
happened.
spoken. So World War II happened. We fought. Did we not fight on behalf of Denmark for Greenland?
Yep. When Denmark fell to Germany.
They fell. They would have been speaking German. They would have been taken over, even though, as Trump said today, they're a piece of ice, which is funny, though people live there. It's strategically located. He said it's in our hemisphere. It is on the whatever front, he went into specifics about that, but I thought, did anybody know any of that history? And he said, we gave it back. We gave Greenland back to Denmark. He said, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. We should have kept it. And now we want it back. And apparently, y'all, a deal has been reached.
Well, the concept of a deal has been reached. Trump is putting up on Truth Social. Here, I'm going to put it up on the live stream here so our viewers can read along with us. Let me pull this up.
You mean like a framework for what?
Yeah. So it's this is Trump on Truth. He said, based upon a very productive meeting that I have had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. This solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. Based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st. Additional discussions are being held concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others as needed will be responsible for the negotiations. They will be reported directly to me. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Well, sounds hopeful. Sounds positive.
So I don't think he would drop the tariffs if there wasn't a good deal. I think him doing that shows a good sign.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't think this one's going to be let go. I think he continued. You remember when he first took office, he started talking about the Gulf of America and he started talking about Greenland. And we all were like, what the heck? Like, where did this come from?
Yes.
And now it's all making sense. He saw what was coming. He saw China moving in. He saw how we have got to take that back. Trump does not give up. He gets what he wants. So how are we going to get it? I don't know. What is that framework? I don't know. Might be money. Might be. He brought the Golden Dome in.
Yeah, you don't do that unless they're a United States territory.
He said something today that I wanted to bring up to y'all. It was just a sentence. He said, there is no rare earth. There's no such thing as rare earth. People say this is about rare earth. There's no such thing. But there are rare processes. And I thought, what an interesting statement to make. It's the way they do what they do, not that they, he's like, Earth is all around us. It's the rare process that he's interested in. And I was like,
what does that mean?
He called it rare processing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering what that means. But what an interesting thing to say. There's no such thing as rare earth. Earth's all around us. There's rare processes. So I wonder if he wants to take control of the way that if they are dealing with rare earth minerals and processing, that he wants that because China does some things really well.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that is what he's talking about. But I also thought on a bigger level, it's so interesting to hear because he's a man who seems to really appreciate the process. And his process is usually very simple. He comes up with an idea, he figures out how to do it, and he goes and he does it. But I thought that was interesting. I'd never heard anybody say that before.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but different regions of the world have different characteristics in their soil and their minerals and so maybe it wasn't. Isn't that what we're talking about when we talk about rare earth? What you can find in your so
yeah, I think to me the implication, my observation was that it was about the way perhaps China does something and we don't do it, or some other country like Russia does something that we don't do that he's interested in, because he seems to be so far ahead. That's what took me aback.
I think you're right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like,
Trump.
wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very Trump.
Well, so what I took away from not only his speech, but that Truth Social, thank goodness America is finally acting like the superpower that we are in a strategic and smart way for our own interests, not in the way of we're just gonna, get into regime change wars in the Middle East because we're the U.S. and we think we can, and it's not smart. We're using our weight and our power in an intelligent way because, Trump. He also said, I loved this. He also said during his Davos speech, talking about Canada, because Carney has been doing some really inflammatory stuff. He dropped the EV tariffs with China, which is a direct slap in the face to the United States. But Trump said in his speech, I saw what Carney was saying. Carney needs to remember that Canada exists because we allow them to. And it's like, it's so true. But it's the same thing with Greenland. Like, NATO is not going to boss us around. We are NATO. Hello, the United States is NATO. And so if it's best for our interest, we're going to go through with it. And you're not going to threaten us with your 15 troops, your 3 troops, your 2 troops, your 1 guy that you send over there. We're not going to take it.
Your dog sled.
Yeah. So we want Greenland. And if you want to fuss a fit at us, we'll slap a 10% tariff on all of you. How do you like that?
Hold on, I got to go back.
He said fuss a fit.
He said fuss a fit.
Is that what you were going to say too?
Yes!
I've never heard that.
If you want to fuss a fit, yeah.
I like that.
But that's what they were doing. They were
Fuss a fit.
Yeah.
I
And
like it.
so now it's, we're going to throw a 10% tariff on all you. How do you like that? Okay.
Cash me outside. How about that?
Let's come to the table. Okay.
Damn apples.
Let's work out something. So now we potentially could be having a deal that we are acquiring Greenland. But in the past, it would have been, well, we don't want to hurt our relations with our Denmark friends. We don't want to hurt our relations with NATO.
Yep.
Well, it's like, hello, we're the United States of America. If we want to do something that is best for our interests to protect NATO from Russia and China, which is the whole point of NATO, then we're going to do it. And we're not going to let little brother get in our way and try to act like they're the United States. We're not doing it. So I love it.
Not gonna do it.
Mm-mm.
Not. Do you know what that is?
No.
Not.
Oh, bless.
What is it?
Just wait. I'll find it.
We'll tell you.
We'll be back. Not gonna do it.
Wait, fruit. Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. JP, do we happen to have somebody on the phone?
Hold on real quick.
Because maybe we do. I don't know.
You need help.
I almost needed help, Allison, but it was fine.
Help you.
Thank you for helping me.
There you go.
I just was struggling, to put the ear bob in.
Do you like? We have like not Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake, kind of. I don't know why I think of Justin Timberlake when I think of these. Well, no, that was like the back in the early 2000s when they had the little clear
that and all the
tube.
pastors with those things.
Yeah, the Janet Jackson.
If you're nasty,
yes, maybe that's why I go to Justin Timberlake. And once again, JP doesn't know what we're talking about.
I was getting a caller on the line.
Oh, thanks, JP.
We do have a caller on the line.
We do.
That we do.
Okay.
I believe we have Miss Wilma on the line right now.
Stop it, Miss Wilma. Are you there?
Y'all doing?
Nope, it's not morning. Good afternoon, Miss Wilma.
No, girl. What you talking about? Somebody been asleep too long.
I'm
Half the day
tired.
gone.
Yeah, we had a late night last night, Miss Wilma. We had a lieutenant governor forum. It was exhausting.
Oh yes, I watched it on my Fire Stick.
You did? What did you think?
Yeah, ladies. Listen, I was originally calling to tell y'all that I've been working out because I got served up an ad on the internet that talked about America needed me to be an ICE agent. So I have been training. I have been working hard because I want to get out and kick these predators out of our country.
Miss Wilma, what are you going to be able to protect yourself and take care of yourself? Like, what are you prepared?
Listen, if you like I do, and you've been in a rotation with some handsy men, you know how to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I think we do. We're so glad. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to be an ICE agent?
Well, no, I have not been selected yet, but I put my application in because DJT said he needed my help. So I said, hey, I've always wanted to serve my country. Ain't no better time than the present.
Well, you have to let us know if they accept your application or not. I don't know. I don't even know how old you are. Is there an age requirement, Miss Wilma?
I don't think they can't discriminate on the basis of age, girl. They can't do that.
Well,
As long as you can pass that physical fitness test, girl, you are in like Flynn. I ain't never been arrested, but I watch Cops. And I've been thinking we could change that lyrics to illegals. What you gonna do? When women come for you? And I go after them. I got fired up on Sunday. I got home from church and turned the TV on and saw how they had gone up in God's house up in St. Paul at that city's church. I thought, Lord Jesus, better be glad they didn't try that in my church. They wouldn't got past pew number 12. They wouldn't have got to the front. What some on them?
Oh, it's good. So
We'd have got something put on them. Those aunties sitting on that front row, they wouldn't let them get to that pastor. The only way they get to the pastor in our church is if they are sacrificing. We don't have to do that no more because Jesus is the ultimate sacrifice.
amen, Miss Wilma. All right, Miss Wilma, we got 1 minute left. If you watched the forum last night, I'm curious your thoughts.
I'm thinking I may need to go qualify. After watching what I watched last night, it was terrible. I thought if West Allen, if that man's arrogance gets any worse, y'all gonna need some waiters up in there. I mean, it was everywhere. I'm like, oh, I was the judge of Pike County. Well, yeah, you were, because your daddy is. He made a deal with Bob Bradley. We know how that happened. We know how you got to where you is. Looking over there, Angie Horn, for her to tell you what to say. We don't need no mouthpiece. Boy, we need a leader. I didn't see no leader on the stage last night, so I'm thinking I might have to go down and qualify.
Miss Wilma, there's no way you have time to be an ICE agent and the lieutenant governor. So,
well, if my state needs me, girl, I'm right here. You know, I mean, the state before country. I think that's how it go. I don't know.
I appreciate your willingness to serve
But girls,
your state.
I was.
Go.
Ooh, I don't know. I got to do something. I can't be sitting up here all day doing laundry. I got to find something. I got to fight.
I think
So I was thinking Ice Agent might be it, but last night I was thinking, oh, that bench is not very deep.
Miss Wilma,
They need some help.
you're about to get cut off by the break, so we have to go. But thank you for calling. Keep us updated on your application process.
I sure will. Y'all be good, ladies. Y'all have a great day.
Talk to
You
you
too.
later. Lord have mercy. I wasn't ready for all that.
Wow.
Okay, we'll be back. a lot of it, but I'm curious.
Okay, well, perhaps we'll get there then. Maybe, yes.
We're getting texts about rare earth mineral processing, and I like to learn new things.
Because
they say it's boring.
We're going to go. We didn't say it's boring. It just may not make great radio. But since it's in text form and JP has dulcet tones to his voice, I bet he can make it very, very interesting, JP. So
do you want to do that now or later?
Well, in a minute. We'll do it in a minute when we go to text.
Look, if Donald Trump's talking about it, I think we need to all understand what he's talking about.
Well, he was talking in code. He just said the process, the rare earth, the process, not describing in step 1, step 2, step 3. But it could be a whole thing.
Well,
and we could go try it in our backyard. But before we do that, because we do want to hear from you, so we're letting you gather your thoughts on Miss Wilma becoming an ICE agent, or should Miss Wilma run for lieutenant governor? And before in the 4 o'clock hour, we talk about hot flash news and our final thoughts from last night. Did you see that cousin marriage is basically okay in the UK? In fact, they're now becoming defendants of cousin marriage.
But we know why.
Yeah.
We do know why.
Why, Abs?
Well, there are people who have immigrated to England, and many in the Pakistani community marry their cousins. And if you look at the social roles, I'm just saying they do.
JP.
They do. I've seen the stats. It's from, I don't know if it's Times London or whatever. They're using up a lot of social resources because cousins marry. And because they've had so many people who are of that faith and belief system move to England, they now, on the news, are saying cousin marriage, it's okay.
Do you mind if I go and find and play the clip of the study again? Because there's specific parts of it that I think point to what you were just saying in the study, in case anybody missed the montage.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I think that's really good. Are you
National Health Service says marriage and procreation between first cousins can be beneficial, and the risks have been, quote, exaggerated. New documents show that the NHS guidance to midwives states 15% of cousin couples have children that are affected by genetic conditions, compared to just 3% of children born to unrelated parents. However, the guidelines then go on to describe the benefits of cousin marriages, saying it can provide financial and social security and generate collective social capital. Sickle cell disease, cystic fibrosis, and muscular dystrophy are some of the genetic issues more common among the children of closely related parents.
Okay, can you rewind? What did they say? That social security?
That's what I was just going to get at. Yeah.
And
the guidelines then go on to describe the benefits of cousin marriages, saying it can provide financial and social security and generate collective social capital.
collective social capital. That is straight out of the World Economic Forum, some freak show on stage.
And
what does that even mean?
It comes from said immigrants that Amy Beth was just alluding to. Because imagine if they had some groundbreaking study that was like, oh, wait a second. No. Everything was wrong about, the higher likelihood that they could have issues, like sickle cell and others when first cousins have babies. Like, no, they didn't refute any of that. It was like, yeah, you have a 15% chance of that, which is much higher than normal, with non-first cousin babies. But you can just be one big family. It's more structure. It's, maybe easier financially. That is straight out of the, it's why a lot of the Pakistanis do it. So England has been completely invaded so much that the studies are being done, it seems, by people who don't have Western values and practice Islam, where that is the reasoning why they have first cousin marriages.
Would you all like to know what the IQs are for a first cousin marriage and their children? Just a few. What's the average IQ, y'all?
Sorry.
Because you like guessing games.
I do. I love guessing names.
Okay.
Games and names.
Okay.
67.
Okay. JP, do you what's the average American, just for anybody?
Oh.
The average American?
Like just
I thought you were saying for
yeah, sorry. I'll go back to the first cousin. Do we know what the average IQ amongst
100.
you?
I would say like 110.
I mean, it's in the hundreds, right? Like, can we agree that it's going to be 100 or above?
110, 120-ish
Okay,
in that range.
Okay. That's kind of in my head. All right. If you're a Pakistani, and we know specifically in England, we're talking about Pakistanis because those are who uses up most of the social services. Do you know what their IQ is?
I'm sticking with 67, I think is what I said. That might be high though.
70s.
So this is from M.A. Rothman, who watched a video between a Christian and a Muslim debate, and this was just the statistics that were used. Pakistan, cousin marriage, IQ 65.
Huh.
The majority countries, the cognitive, I don't even know. Saudi Arabia, it's 81. Their IQ is 81. They have 65% cousin marriages. I don't even know about that. I'm just giving the IQ. Look at these numbers.
Oh, so they're okay.
So 58% of marriages in Saudi Arabia, right?
Mhm.
Cousin.
Yep.
IQ outcome is
76.
UAE, 54% IQ.
82.
Iran.
It's so interesting because the percentage does not correlate. A higher percentage does not correlate directly to a lower IQ. Maybe they start. Maybe those people start out with a higher baseline IQ.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not good. It's in Yemen, 45% cousin marriage rate. Their average IQ is 63. Ugh.
I mean, this is...
So we're not making this up.
No,
this is statistical.
Algeria, 39%, IQ 76. Morocco, only 26% cousin marriages, but a 67 IQ. This is... What can you say to that? And yet now on the news in England, they're making a case for that to be okay. Can you imagine your country being so swamped? Oh, wait. What happened in Tennessee in the legislature last year?
Yep.
Oh, my word. Where they advocated that you could... Hold on. No, that was if you were gay cousins.
That was like the first week or two of our show.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
what
remember.
was
So that was in November, right?
Yeah. And it was like...
If
it was something
you
about if you were gay cousins because you're not reproducing.
Yeah, you could marry. Yeah,
it was something
weird.
along those
but
lines.
It was just for males. Remember, they weren't talking about it. Borderline. Well, no, it was just weird. Like, why would you want to marry your cousin? Are we just normalizing this? And if you look at these poor kids, and a lot of them have severe disability in these countries. And they are bedridden, and they are basically vegetables. Abs, I remember you bringing in a clip. Do you remember the kids laid out in the living room?
I'm looking for it right now.
There were like 8 of them in this. Look
how hideous.
Yeah. Oh my God. And like 8 kids on this living room floor. They had a blanket and a pillow, but they couldn't move. I'm sure they had to be carried there.
Oh, this is it.
Okay. Yeah. In what world are we advocating for this and saying this is good? Besides a really screwed up one. How did that anchor even read that?
You know why?
Why?
Because if she didn't, she'd be arrested for racism.
Well, that's true too.
Guys,
that's true.
That happened in Tennessee. That was just kind of dipping their toe in the waters of making it, oh yeah, of course, gay cousins can marry. Like, what a ridiculous statement, and whoever was defending it. That's just the beginning. But we need only look to Dearborn, Michigan, or dare we say Minneapolis, where those things will start happening here as well. It may just be under the rug right now. I think it already has happened, but we're so busy dealing with all the fraud. We haven't even gotten into the horrors of those kinds of interpersonal relationships.
I mean, look at Ilhan Omar, her
Ugh.
brother. I mean, we have a congresswoman who is married to her brother, and everybody just smiles. I looked up what collective social capital is. Refers to the shared networks, norms, and trust that enable groups to work together effectively for mutual benefit. It plays a crucial role in fostering cooperation, enhancing community resilience, ultimately contributing to positive social and economic outcomes. So they're saying you need to marry your cousin so that you can benefit financially and socially.
Yep.
And like you have
So
better support.
The reason Muslims do it. Like if the reasoning was, like I said, some groundbreaking new study scientifically, no, it's all social, which is how the Muslim community operates. And, there's just a truth of the matter that what makes Western civilization much more productive and successful than the third world, like Pakistan and such, is because we don't marry our cousins. Okay. That's just a fact. And it's just a microcosm of the bigger issue that England, which used to be the literal top of the West and top of the world of England, of Western society and Christianity and productive civilization. And they've been so infiltrated that a pretty British anchor has to go on and say how marrying your first cousin is actually beneficial and the risks have been completely overstated. That is a crushing of their societal values. And it's so sad to see England get to that point. But it's just the truth of the matter. You know why the West is so good? Because we don't do stuff like marrying our cousins. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. And I'd be arrested in England right now if I lived there.
You can't go because you just said
I know. I'm now on a list.
Yeah. We're probably all on the list. We're on so many lists after today.
I love that JP thought she was cute.
I
Objectively
caught on
speaking.
that too.
Yeah, I was like, well, if she was ugly, would have been easier to just not say it.
I caught that too. Same brain.
That's funny.
Mhm.
Yeah, she did a
Objectively
good
speaking.
job keeping a straight face. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Maybe they gave her a bonus.
She should have read it like this, like she's from East Tennessee. You marry your cousin and we drink. No, we get our corn from a jar. Yeah, I used to think we just ate canned corn because we were so poor. No, we drink it. We drink our corn from a jar.
You know how easy that accent just came out? It's like it's deep in her.
It's in there.
It's so in there.
There's
I
deep
love
in there.
it.
Okay, we're going to go to break before you sing Rocky Top.
Hit
Thanks,
it.
JP.
No.
We'll be back.
Welcome back. You're at the right place. This is Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth with Allison and JP. And before we roll into the 4 o'clock hour for Hot Flash News and a wrap up of all the things from today, specifically our first hour conversation, we have some text. And clearly, y'all are on fire today because JP is over there having a great time reading them. And we cannot wait to hear your thoughts.
I'm not one of those people that can just read to myself. I got to vocally and physically.
We can see it all over your face.
We know.
Okay, well, first off, Mike from Florence, this is a good one. We're talking about cousin marriages and how it results in disabled kids and, low IQ. And Mike from Florence just said, it's common in Auburn, isn't it?
Oh.
It's a good one, Mike. That was good. Kenan from Huntsville also says that first cousin marriage is promoted in the Quran.
Oh.
Thank you.
Did they give a reason why? Is it for the social collective of goodness?
Well, that's I don't know if that's the reason why, but that's why they do it,
Well, it's like one thing to say it's okay. It's another thing to promote it as the superior option.
Mm-hmm.
That's just weird.
I agree. So this is a good one. Steve from Harvest says, search for the Whitaker family on YouTube. Have y'all seen them?
Mm-mm.
Y'all have never seen the Whitaker family from West Virginia?
Oh, I have.
Who
were they?
They're the inbred family that lived in a gross and abandoned house, and they couldn't even speak. They spoke like they just made noises and drooling. And
This is real.
Yeah, this is real.
if you go to YouTube and look up the Whitaker family, don't do it now. It'll be gross. But yeah, that's out there. But they're extremely inbred. It says you have a good picture of what might be the outcome of first cousin marriages. Yeah.
That's sad.
It is sad.
Why would you do that purposefully?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Because that really hinders your world domination. I'm thinking if you're Muslims and you want to take over the world, you start to dwindle your army if they're incapacitated.
Well, depends on the way you look at it. If you want to dominate via productivity and innovation and successfulness, then yeah, it's not the way to go. But if you want to do it on sheer numbers and it'd save a lot of time. Hey, your cousin, just go make a baby. Hey, your cousin.
Yeah, but you make a low IQ.
Right, but you have numbers.
For
And
what? They can't even go fight for you. They can't get up on their own.
I mean, I don't know. I guess.
I mean, I guess in the census you have numbers.
Well, I mean, you can spread your ideology. You can spread your
Not
message.
if they all can't talk and they're drooling like the Whitakers.
Right, but I guess maybe not all of them are that incapacitated, but they're just in the 70s, 80s IQ where they're just dumb, but they can function,
So they're
spread the
obedient little
word.
soldiers.
Yes, yeah. Let's see who we got here. Mike from Athens says, I mean, if you tell me I had to marry my cousin and my net worth would be 30 million, I'd marry them all. Good to know, Mike.
His cousin is worth 30 million.
No, saying that if he would get $30 million for marrying his cousin, that he would do it.
Oh, okay.
So there's a price tag on
I guess to Mike there is.
the low
Wow.
IQ. I
And-
appreciate the honesty, Mike.
I'm sorry to Mike's cousin. We got Stephen from Gulf Shores, who earlier was talking about Dean Odle and the flat earth and such. He actually was saying that the hatchet, which Dean Odle brought to the lieutenant governor forum last night, was a gift from former Congressman Lieutenant Colonel Alan West, who presents them to pastors who teach about the black-robed regiment of the Revolutionary War and then answer the call to put themselves out as leaders in public service to fight tyranny. And he says that he agreed that Alan definitely was not as well as the others, just not being prepared.
See, that's a cool story.
I
The
would have
hatchet
loved to hear
story
that
is cool.
story.
I like Alan West.
I've never heard of Alan West, but
He's great.
Yeah,
He's great.
that's a cool story. It's just nobody else on stage had a weapon, so we figured
Right.
he should
It was just
leave it in the audience.
that's a good thing to frame in your office and tell a story about.
Yeah.
But when you
Yes.
bring a hatchet to a lieutenant governor forum, you know what, Wes? That's the first thing you think. You just
I'm
whip it
trying
up.
to think. Like Dean was one of the first people to speak. We had so many great speakers, but at one of our first local Alabama meetings, and this is right after he had announced, and I don't remember him having the hatchet. He had lots of material. He had banners. He had everything. He talked about flat earth stuff. Like he's always been, I will give him that. He's always been very upfront about what he believes and who he is.
Yep.
And he talked about the World Economic Forum, and none of us really even knew what it was. So if anything, I think Dean was really good. He knows what's going on in the world. The other ones, I'm not sure, like globally, what we're up against. So
we got one more text here. Lisa from Huntsville says, it blows my mind that the UK has taken this attitude about cousins marrying. There have been many genetic studies about British and European royalty and the different problems that arose with cousins marrying. Are we going backwards?
Perhaps.
in so many ways,
Mhm.
so many ways. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have
Flash
Bible AI. We have oh, I got to get it together. We got hot flash news. I forgot about it. Don't you worry. We'll be right back.
So I want to remind you, Inspire Advisors is one of our sponsors, and they are doing amazing work. Look, I know this audience. You're the kind of folks who believe in standing up for your principles. You're good stewards of what you have for resources. What if the companies you are investing in, though, don't reflect your values at all? Well, that's why you need to meet Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors. Inspire Advisors, experts in the field of biblically responsible investing. Look, they can help you grow your bottom line while also being proud of what companies you invest in. Inspire Advisors, you got to check them out. Here's their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. That's Inspire Advisors, www.moneypatternwealth.com, and tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
back to Rightside Radio. You have joined us for the third hour, and we thank you. I'm Amy Beth Shaver, along with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are hosting Rightside Radio. This is us, and we thank you for joining. So we have one of our favorite segments.
Oh, shoot.
It is called, are you ready? It is called, let me rephrase that. You're ready, right?
Yes.
It is called
always
Hot Flash News.
Excuse me.
I think I do this every time. Can we play it one more time? Let me watch one more time.
Excuse me.
Our listeners are missing out if you can't see. She's trying so hard. Like her eyeballs are about to pop out of her head because she's struggling so hard to get that wind through that horn.
Can you imagine if she like passed out like
Trumpet.
Oh, bless it. No.
Oh,
Meemaw.
Meemaw. Bless it.
I gotta look at
hot
it
stepper?
right
All right. Have y'all seen Don Lemon's latest? And he was on a podcast with that chick. Oh, she's so annoying. Jennifer Weinstein or whatever her name is.
Yes.
The blonde who has such a foul mouth. It's gross. But he said regarding the storming of the Baptist worship service, that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think this country was built for them.
you know,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, JP.
only Don Lemon could storm into a church of people peacefully worshiping and still play the victim. What can you imagine if Don Lemon, if they were having some sort of like, I don't know, they don't have a real God other than the Democratic Party. If they were having some like DNC rally or meeting or whatever, and a bunch of Christians came in with signs and were interrupting their service or interrupting their meeting with, protests and saying Christ is king, it would be, oh, the white Christian nationalists are invading our protest, our rally. He would be the victim. But when he's doing it, he's also the victim. It's amazing.
It's a gift.
It's quite something.
It's a gift to be that obtuse. I mean, every word out of his mouth is that he is superior and he thinks just everyone else is garbage. He thinks the literal worst. He assumes the worst about everybody else that doesn't think like him. It's uncomfortable. And you're right, that Jennifer cat.
Oh, she's so annoying. But
wow.
like he walks and for him, I keep going back to him talking to the pastor going, do you not want to speak to these people? Will you not have a conversation with these people? Don't you want to know why they feel the way they do? And I'm like, that's like your spouse walking in the kitchen, punching you in the face and saying, let's discuss our feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? That's not the way you go about that. And that's not even the goal. I did think Don Lemon did one thing really good, and that is follow Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals.
Yep.
Because he flipped the script. He immediately, it is all on them. They're the ones that storm, but everybody left going, yeah, why don't you engage in conversation? Why did you have to storm? Anyway.
I'll say one more thing. The clip of the families that were leaving the church with, while Don Lemon was outside the church and, the father was carrying his kid that was crying because he was so scared of the protesters. And Don Lemon goes, oh, look at this family right here leaving. His kids are crying. That's the point of protesting. It's uncomfortable. No, that's actually domestic terrorism.
Yep.
Okay. Invading
Child
a church and doing that. So
Trump says if Macron does not join his board of peace, he'll put a 200% tariff on his wines and champagnes.
Oh, well, why don't you just hit him where it hurts? I love it.
Our French 75s will get really expensive.
Wow. We better have one before that happens.
Wait, we can just use Prosecco. It's from Italy.
Oh, we can. No problem.
We don't need the French.
do we really want
Losers.
Macron on that board?
I don't think we want Macron on the board, but keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. He's a frenemy.
Well, the board is quite something right now. Apparently, Putin has been invited. The Pope has been invited. I think Trump himself is going to be like the head of the board.
Of course he is.
So He's probably just trying to get every corner, every piece of the world on it.
He's creating his own NATO.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Bravo, sir.
Savage. Germany forces car companies to remotely disable heaters while parked.
It's in,
Are you serious?
yes.
Y'all, and I can't remember, was this about, I'm going to click on it. Hundreds of thousands of German Lexus and Toyota owners woke up as the government outlawed heating internal combustion vehicles while parked. So, you're like, it's 40 below, which, by the way, I just walked outside and it's starting to smell like snow. Do y'all know
Really?
what snow smells like?
Yes.
It's weird. I can't describe it, but it smells like snow. We're going to freeze our gumballs off this weekend.
Yeah, we are.
We're gonna need
And
a lot of ice.
Maybe
Can't
get
wait.
stuck.
Okay.
But, so it's like mornings like today, you want to go out and you want to start your car and let it heat up and run for a minute before you go and your hands freeze on the steering wheel. They just shut it down in Germany. Shut it down for climate control, climate change, power, whatever. Think about that, though. That's the problem with all these smart technology things. That's another topic, the Internet of Things. But they can just shut off your power. They can just shut down your car. They can shut off your refrigerator. It's scary.
My friends, should we be reminded where most of these hideous ideas came from?
The WEF.
The WEF. The WEF.
That's not left with a Lindsey Graham
Yeah.
wisp.
The
That's a WEF.
It's the WEF.
The Wadical Wef.
The WEF. And they're meeting right now to devise other hideous measures in which to impose upon our lives. Because I guarantee you, the people who are in the upper echelons of leadership in Germany do not have to do that.
You don't think so?
No.
Absolutely not. Rules for thee, but not for me.
I think Elon Musk said it best. I'm not going to get the word for word quote correct, but that essentially they're looking for the religion of control, and they're going to do it through the name of climate change.
Yes.
So they're going to use climate change as the big scary reason for control. That's what the end game is.
Yep.
Your thermostats. We've already kind of seen that happening where they can control. Oh, you put it down to 63. Nope. There's a killer elephant in India.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious. TMZ is reporting there's a killer elephant who has been at large for a while and has left 22 people dead
How?
over
crap.
10 days.
Plowed them over?
Yeah, it just tramples. Look at all of them running.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Run. Okay, here's my question. What's the first thing? This is like watching a horror movie, which I don't like, but you're like, go get the axe. Run the other way.
Go get the hatchet.
Go get the Allen West hatchet. But what's the obvious thing there?
Go get the poison dart gun. Just
Wait, so you're just standing there and a killer elephant's running at you. Is that what you're saying? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, did they not have guns in India?
I mean, I don't know how much of them carry regularly, but you run away.
I'm pretty sure they have dart guns, and you can
Elephants
just
are fast.
Don't they also worship? Is it cows? Do
Yeah,
they
it's
worship
cows. So,
elephants?
it's actually funny. They believe it's some sort of reincarnation. Like they believe a cow will be, or like when they die, they be reincarnated as cows. So that like when cows die, I can't remember who said this. Like when cows die in the middle of the road in India, nobody like moves it. They just stop the traffic until they properly do something. Like you can't just move the cow. and somebody, it was some comedian did a bit. And like you just get stuck in traffic because there's a cow dead in the road. Everybody's got to stop. They got to go about the proper precautions because they believe that's like their dead uncle or something. It's cows. I'm pretty sure.
I can't. I mean, A, run away, but B, somebody just start winging hatchets at them then. Or knives, like chuck a spear. I don't know.
Wait, why are
Try
we
to
not
kill it.
using an AR-15?
Because
I don't
maybe
think
they
they-
don't have them because it's the caste system. And maybe this elephant's trampling the lowest caste. Maybe they're outcast. And so they don't have access. I'm serious.
Hey, that's a good name.
Oh, it is a good name.
It's also a band name.
I like Outcast.
Hey, yeah.
That was good. That was good.
I'll say just one thing. If you don't have a gun and killer elephant's coming at you, you're cooked.
Climb up a tree.
You're cooked.
Find a tree.
Elephants are fast.
I
Yeah.
love.
They
and
are fast.
They have great memories, by the way.
They do.
Yeah, this video is scary. They're running. Dust is flying. Oh, Trump signs executive order to bring back mental institutions.
You know, Bryce was a beautiful building, but horrible things happened there.
Is that the one in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah.
It was right down the road from my dorm.
What? Do you want to go explore it?
My roommate got
Oh.
in there with his friends at night and went around in it.
My kids, not going to say which ones. Maybe it's the ones who are married now. So he is my kid now. Did go explore because there's one in Sylacauga that they heard about that was haunted.
Well-
And they found their way into one of those mental institutions because they all became decrepit after we're like, well, we don't need those anymore. Let's just leave the building here for people to squat in.
Yeah.
I want to go explore
That-
before it comes back.
That's what they say about the one in Tuscaloosa, that it's haunted.
Let's go.
Y'all are insane.
No,
Oh,
I
wait,
think
that's
it's fun.
funny.
it's,
Y'all, but
Ah.
it's good.
I don't know what other adjective. Y'all are great. Oh, can't use crazy. That
Can't
is
even
a
say you're out of your
silly-
mind.
Deranged.
Wait, I didn't even get to my Alabama hot news.
You can do it quick.
Do it after. No, do it after the break.
Okay, yeah, let's go to break.
Let's go to break. Do
Okay,
it after
and then
we come
we'll
back.
do
Yeah,
the
'cause
rest of the forum.
the Alabama news, big time. What you about to say?
Okay. Alabama hot Alabama news on the other side. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are finishing up hot flash news, and Allison has some Alabama hot flash news.
Flashing hot Bama news.
I like it.
Kind of
It's
like
good.
that.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, Representative Gary Palmer. This is interesting. He said, we don't want to take over Greenland, but we can't let China come and take it. What does that mean? And is he breaking from President Trump? You know, Katie Britt came out and broke with President Trump and has said that we don't need to, said she doesn't believe a military invasion authorized by President Donald Trump to seize the Danish kingdom is the right move against an ally in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So Trump isn't really talking about that anymore. It doesn't seem like it's more of negotiating money. What do you think about both those comments?
I think those are comments that kind of like gambling last night. I'm not for gambling, but.
I think, no, I don't think they're breaking from President Trump. I agree. I think they're both right. There's no need to militarily invade Greenland. You try to acquire Greenland, and then any of the butt munches that claim to be our allies that try to get in the way, you just put your weight on them until they fold, which is what Trump has done. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah. AL.com, of course, said Katie Britt breaks from Trump and this part of his Greenland plan. Well, I mean, I think anybody would say, hey, if we don't have to go to war and use military force, we'd prefer not to.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, we're like 34 trillion in debt. So what's another trillion? It's just not a big deal. State Senator Chastain tapping the brakes on the Alabama High School Athletic Association board overhaul bill.
Oh, such a surprise, said no one ever.
Shocker. Let's see. Under Senate Bill 73, a public K-12 school may not be a member of an athletic association unless the association's governing body, including a central board of control, is comprised of at least 50% members who the governor appoints. Speaking of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, anyway, appoints by a bunch of people. The bill would also prohibit public K-12 schools from being a member of an athletic association that enforces rules relating to student athlete eligibility that were not adopted in accordance with the Alabama Administration Procedure Act. So why is he pumping the brakes? This is he says absolutely has nothing to do with the Choose Act. We're having conversations, and I expect the conversations will continue over the next few weeks, and then we will see where we want to go. Right now, we're slowing it down. The AHSAA is currently being sued by Governor Ivey and Speaker of the House Nathaniel Ledbetter over their rule requiring transfer students using Choose Act funds to sit out from athletics for a year. So they want to overhaul the board, but now they're stopping. So does that mean student athletes that are homeschooled can't play? Choose Act? Sorry.
They're doing whatever they can. It appears that because the Choose Act went into effect, they're still though going, we've got to save that money for us. We need that money for our county or for our city school. And if the kids aren't there, we don't get as much money. And they didn't win with that argument, and the Choose Act passed. So now they're like, oh, hey, athletic association, could y'all like throw some hands, like help us out here? So now they're making it difficult for anybody to want to go and leave the city or county school to go homeschool. And now they're going to punish them so that they have to go back to that school.
It's not, I guess I said homeschool,
stupid.
but the Choose Act. So
it is.
They're trying to limit people's freedom.
Yes. Huh.
Ditto.
Pretty
much.
Ditto. Are we surprised?
No, it's the high school mafia, the HSAA.
I mean, why do they even exist? Can we not start another one?
Well, there was talk amongst the private schools. I don't know how deep it went about starting their own league, with all the Choose Act nonsense. So I don't know if I'm a private school and I'm having to deal with this crap, I would think about starting my own league.
This is ridiculous.
It would suck though, because then you wouldn't be able to play private and public school in the state champions, and you feel like there'd be an asterisk because maybe the private school state champion maybe would not have beaten the public or vice versa. So it would be unfortunate. But when they act like this, yeah.
Can we just call them the Puddin' Cup Club from now on? The high school athletic association.
I'm glad you're having it this year.
the Puddin' Cup Club. Because that's what they are. It's a bunch of pudding cups. And the eaten up kind. The ones that they're like all squishy up at the end of your lunch and it's all dented.
Yeah.
Streaks of chocolate on it.
But you're like, I really want that.
Yeah, because it's so good. But not the container.
Did y'all know that all of the final 4 teams headed into, okay, I can't even read this. This is a Yellowhammer News article title. I'm just going to read it. Headed into the quarterfinal round. This is an old school.
Are you struggling? She's struggling, JP.
Can I read this on the other side?
Yes.
I'm going to change my glasses. It has to do with Saban. Y'all are going to want to hear it. We'll be back.
Hey, my friends, Phil Williams here. You've heard me talk about Inspire Advisors, how Paul Breyer and his team at Inspire Advisors will help you grow your investment portfolio while also screening out the companies that don't stand for conservative Christian principles. Look, they are experts in what is known as biblically responsible investing, and they are now offering a limited opportunity for a free class on that BRI. Check out the class, register for free, their website, www.moneypatternwealth.com. It's godly, it's conservative, it's financial freedom, y'all, with Inspire Advisors at www.moneypatternwealth.com. Check them out. Tell them you heard about it on Rightside Radio.
Welcome back to Rightside Radio. I am Amy Beth, having clearly voice troubles. Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are finishing up Hot Flash News. Smoking Hot Alabama Flash News?
I can't remember.
Flashing Hot Alabama News.
No. It was
I kid.
something hot Bama news.
I said flashing hot.
Yeah.
Alabama News.
Flaming Hot Bama News.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
like that.
Flaming Hot Cheeto.
I'm not
Bama
even
News.
finishing. The last story was that Signetti and Cristobal and two others in the quarterfinals were Saban assistants.
Mhm.
Like, that man is a freaking machine in
He
what he
is.
produces. It's scary.
What's even funnier is that Golding at Ole Miss, the OG coach, was still a Saban disciple of Kiffin. So
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
that's it.
Okay. Well, so guys, I'll let you decide. Either Davos and AI and the crazy thing that Yuval Harari said, or because in the segment after this, we'll be doing Would You Rather.
I mean,
What do we feel like doing?
no, we have to do. I thought we were doing the
Yeah.
rest of the forum.
I just wanted to make sure.
I
Yeah.
say we put our last thoughts and put a bow on the Lieutenant Governor forum last night.
Done. Who's going first? Why are you looking at us?
I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, do one of y'all want to go first?
Oh, yes, I will. Unless you want to go first. You
go
want to go
first.
first?
Or do
You
y'all
go
want to
first.
save the best rant for last?
No, I mean,
No.
I think I just, again, thank you to all the candidates who came out last night. It was a great night. I think it is so important for voters to get in front of candidates and actually hear from them. But, and I hate but part of being at a forum is answering questions and answering the questions that you're asked so that the audience and the voters know where you stand. That's just my little tidbit. Just answer the question. I left a little frustrated. I was not totally impressed. There were parts of every person up there that I thought were great, that they stood out to me for different reasons. But there was not one person that I left and said, I want that person in a heartbeat, literally, to be my next governor, potentially. So I think that doesn't mean they can't get there. I just need to know more. I didn't get a ton of information last night. I got broad picture, kind of a broad idea of who a person was, but I really didn't get what I wanted.
I think I agree. I do agree. I don't think. I agree with you. It was great to be part of it. It was great to meet each one of them. There were, in broad like you say, broad brushstrokes, things that you could see. Perhaps there will be another one and we'll have another opportunity, but maybe not. I mean, maybe that's it. Because sometimes they hold one like the week before, because you do gain a lot and you do grow on the campaign trail. But the one thing that I was also a little bothered by, in addition to not answering the questions, which happened often, or you didn't feel like you had to answer the question, was that when the fight almost happened at the end, there were this whole, I'm a better Christian than you, like out Bibling each other. We do not have time to do any of that nonsense. I'm a better Christian than you. We also don't have time, and somebody said it, I wrote it down, but they were talking about separating, I'm a Christian, but I can separate my beliefs from my actions. No, you can't. If your faith doesn't inform what you do, what is your faith good to you at all? How is it good to you at all? There is no separation between what you believe in private and how you live out in public. If there is, there's a problem. So, bottom line, if we gather again or moving forward, know what you stand for, know why you stand for it, be able to give specifics. Sometimes it's suggested that you don't really want to give the answers to the questions because you don't want to be nailed down yet. You kind of talk around about policy, but you don't get specific. So then nobody can come back and pin you down on it later on if you do become elected to that office. But I agree. I wanted more. I wanted specifics, and I wanted each and every one of them to answer strongly, specifically, and with some passion. And it was there maybe for a little bit for some, but it was not constant throughout the whole thing. So maybe that'll be different next time, if there is one.
Yeah. I think, like I said, it's important. As Lieutenant Governor, you don't have a vote in the Senate. You don't. You facilitate conversations, and you preside over the Senate, and you make sure that what is good for the people of Alabama comes out of your chamber. Somebody commented, they're like, why are you asking them these policy questions? Because they can't do anything technically. I'm like, yes, they can. I mean, we have to know what you believe. We have to know what you believe. How are you going to steer the chamber? But you could be our next governor. So yes, before you get up on that stage, know the issues in Alabama. It's okay to talk about it broadly, but people are looking to you to hire you. And they kept saying that last night. You're really hiring us. You're not electing us. You're hiring us to work for you. I'm not hiring you to be my CEO of my company if I don't believe you know the issues and you know how to run the business and you know what the people actually want. Dig in and do your research and you don't have to know everything about everything, but the broad stroke discussions aren't going to work long term.
That's right.
If the people of Alabama are doing what they should be and digging in to true policy and to true action of what you're going to accomplish and what you believe, especially if someday, like you said, JP, if something happened to Tuberville and one of these people had to step in, we need to know how you would lead specifically on policy. So dig into that. That's just my suggestion. As this goes on, people are going to want to hear more and more details on your plan.
Yeah, I agree with everything y'all said. And I'll just be quite frank. I mentioned it earlier. I thought the loser of the forum was Wes Allen for sure. He did not come. I mean, he came in like he was playing with a lead, like he was in prevent defense. And
well, he is.
He is, exactly. It's a strategy, but not in the way he did it, because he dodged questions. He did not answer straight up, and he did it in a manner as if, he didn't even need to be there. The questions were kind of pointless. He's just going to keep touting his conservative record. And Dean Odle asked him a very fair question about the gas tax. And, you claim to be a conservative and you claim to want to cut taxes, but yet you voted for something like that. It's very fair to ask someone to back up what they voted for. And he got cagey and defensive, and then attacked Dean on his flat earth, which is a whole separate discussion, but doesn't have anything to do with what you were asked. And It was a red flag. But that was just kind of the theme of the night. I agree, of, people kind of dodging questions, but also not winning over anybody. There wasn't a moment where any of them really there were some that were, good sound bites, but it just seemed unprepared from a lot of them. And I left pretty like, wow, actually, I don't know who I'm going to vote for. It's such an important position too. And it's kind of scary. So hopefully, that can change, and maybe we start to see some, somebody start to show some leadership and a true, because, right. I mean, Wes is in the lead, but I'm sure a lot of the polls were undecided, just like the Senate one. So I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who still don't know who to vote for.
Yeah.
So I hope to see somebody start to get out in front and really show to be a promising lieutenant governor candidate. But I didn't really get that sense from the forum last night.
Can we do something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. We've talked a lot about Dean Odle and Wes Allen. I'm so curious your all's thoughts on Rick Pate, Nicole Wadsworth, and Patrick Bishop. So quickly, because I know we'll have to go to break, but Rick Pate, thoughts?
He's a great guy. I don't know that he's right for the office, but he's a great guy.
I agree.
had a lot of business experience, and I think he got that exactly right.
I agree. I think he's great in his position right now. He's current ag commissioner, is he not?
Mhm.
Yeah. I think
Perfect job.
perfect job for him there.
Really like him.
Yeah.
I really liked everybody. And that's the whole thing. We don't know how to separate the idea that we like somebody, but we can talk about their policies and principles without getting our feelings hurt.
Nicole Wadsworth. I'd never met her before. That's the first time I met her.
Very knowledgeable, but I'd never met her before.
Very articulate and at least portrays to know the topics. However, whenever you're forcing everybody to call you doctor and you're not even a doctor, I'm sorry. That's a little bit cause of concern. So
She had a rough start,
yeah.
sending out a press release reminding the media to call you doctor
Mm-mm.
when you just aren't one.
Yeah.
But I thought she was very articulate, and she answered the questions.
She did.
I don't know. And Patrick Bishop.
Great guy. Great. Has a great opportunity.
That's it.
I'm just going to leave it right there.
He's the political outsider in this, is he not? Is this his first office he's run for?
I think so.
So great story. A veteran, was at Mogadishu, a current law enforcement officer. Seems like a guy that's about all the right things. I agree. I think his inexperience showed a little bit. Was certain topics where he gave a non-answer as if he wasn't, fully knowledgeable on the topic. So, like I said, great guy. He's about all the right things. Maybe he can, get some experience under his belt and win a political office one day. It's just, I got the sense he wasn't very prepared.
Yeah. I think he could, he probably jumped in over his head. It's a big office to jump in and not really have been involved in politics. But I think if he really studied and dug in to the issues, he could be really, I liked him.
Really like him.
Yeah. His wife was really sweet too.
So sweet. Loved.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, where can people watch this, JP?
If you want to go to rightsidemedia.org, that'd be the easiest place for people. And you click the live tab and you will see a section that says Alabama Lieutenant Governor Forum. And you can go there and watch it. Or if y'all are subscribed to our YouTube, just at the Right Side Media on YouTube. And you can go to the live section on there and see the live stream as well.
What was your all's, real quick? The lightning round, of course, is my favorite part because it's silly and it's fun. What was your all's favorite question or favorite answer?
Song of their life, maybe.
What about
That's a better one.
I thought the nickname, what was your nickname growing up?
Yes.
Like Dean Odell and Patrick Bishop wouldn't answer. And I was like, oh, it must have been good.
You watch them
like,
try to think about answering, and they're like,
I'm not
doing
telling
it.
that. Not telling them.
The food was funny. Those were just good. I really enjoyed the lightning round questions.
The karaoke one was a good one because it kind of shed a light into somebody if they can take themselves not so serious.
Not so seriously. Yeah. So the question was, have you ever done karaoke? And if so, what did you sing? And Nicole Wadsworth and Wes Allen have never sung karaoke ever. I was like, next forum, we're bringing a machine for y'all. We're going to do it
Y'all got
right
to sing.
here.
It's one of those things that people are like, what does that have to do with The Office? But it shows, it's like a little glimpse into the personality of the candidates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The musician most like you. And Wes Allen said Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Rick Pace said Elvis.
Yeah.
And I instantly just saw Wes Allen with a mullet.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
That's
this
funny.
is hysterical.
That's so funny.
Anyway, we got to take a break. We'll be back with Would You Rather on the other side.
Welcome to Rightside Radio. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair and JP. We are getting to our favorite, well, no, it's not the favorite of the day because everything's our favorite. Would you rather in just a minute. However, we have a couple of texts.
We got, let's see here first, Chris from Athens, who says, I'm a Republican, but the supermajority of, quote, conservatives in Alabama is upsetting to me. The older I get, the more and more they appear to be more like Washington. They just talk about their record, dodge questions, and don't really care about the people of the state. All they seem to care about is holding on to power. I mean, why else would Wes Allen get defensive and go on the attack to someone who asked a valid question? I think the majority of these, quote, conservatives in Montgomery are just putting an R by their name to stay in office. They don't actually want to make the state better.
I think Wes Allen and Dean Odle, my take from last night, and I might be wrong. I think they've had issues before. So I think tensions were running high. And maybe if somebody else hadn't said it, he wouldn't have responded that way. But you have to be able to respond the correct way, even when tensions are high.
Mike from Florence says, if a successful run for office means singing karaoke, then I would get voted off.
No, has nothing to do with if you can run for office, but it does. I think it does tell you something about a person, which is why we ask those questions.
Let's see. Thomas from Athens says, so do some candidates speak in broad strokes because they're fishing for contribution, pro or con to your unspecifics?
Could be.
What does that mean?
I mean, because they're saying if they're just broad, then people are like, oh, yeah, I like them. I'll give them money. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
At least that's how I read it.
So being a politician.
Yeah, I mean, and it's safe. I get it.
Mhm.
It's like when you're leading in a poll, do you really accept the debate challenge? Which, by the way, Jared Hudson challenged Barry Moore and Steve Marshall, Rodney Walker, Morgan Murphy to a debate. Have y'all heard if anybody responded?
I haven't, no.
I saw that, but I didn't see a response.
But honestly, if you're in the lead, you have everything to lose. Then again, if you're really a good candidate, you just go do it. You have nothing to hide.
Like, just be you. If you're so confident and you're in the lead because you're such a great candidate, then just go be you.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. We got about a minute or 2 minutes left here.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
real
go
quick?
ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was just on the socials because I was actually looking for news, but this is news straight out of my neighborhood. This is the post. Deer stuck in position. Be careful. And it's like a really pretty buck.
It's very pretty.
And then scrolling down, it says, I'm so sad. He hangs around my house and I see him almost daily. Heard he's dead. Somebody hit him. No. Okay, what does it mean to be stuck in position? And why would he be dead?
According to the Googles, a deer, quote, stuck in position usually indicates an intense fear response, extreme exhaustion, a severe illness, or physical injury.
Oh, poor deer.
He's so pretty.
He's beautiful.
So then somebody came over the hill and hit him, or he maybe just, okay, anyway. Never knew that. The things we learn on this show.
What's that illness that like takes over deer and it's like a what's the name of it? And they just go nuts and sometimes just like
yes,
they lose control of their body. It's like a
mad deer disease.
Yes.
It's like that, but with
Okay.
a different name.
Is it rigor mortis and then you get stuck?
I don't know.
Or
You get something else first.
Oh.
Then you die. Then you get rigor mortis. But they call it something
that
different
comes
in
after.
animals. That comes second.
Yeah, okay. I
Alright,
get
well-
things out of order.
Okay, here's a good would you rather. Actually, no, it's not. That sucks. We're doing another one.
Where's the wheel of death?
I had it unmuted, but the music's about to come in anyways. Would you rather sacrifice your own happiness to make someone else happy or prioritize your own joy?
Sacrifice.
Yeah, somebody else.
Oh, I'm having to think about that one. I sacrifice every day for those 4 kids. When is it about me? Fine, I would sacrifice.
Would you rather live without your phone or your computer?
Phone.
Computer.
Computer. I need this.
Yeah.
I hate to say it,
Yeah.
but it's
What
the
if your
truth.
kids are like need to go to the
They
ER?
can text me on the computer.
You're
they
gonna
can
carry
sound-
around your
Email you.
laptop.
My iPad. I when I say computer, I mean this puppy right here.
Hey, dear mom on email. I need help. SOS.
Hello.
I'm
Send it.
headed to
Blow
the
the
emergency
shofar.
room. All right. Well, if our tires aren't slashed, we'll be back tomorrow.